emotionally hungover from last night. 2-point conversion. What a chapter in this legendary. I mean, Kevin Durant was saying it, Hall of Famer. Ed Reed was saying it. They play in the same home. They know each other. What a rivalry between the Bengals and the Ravens. I wonder, like, if you're Patrick Mahomes on the couch watching it, how are you feeling about that? We'll get the thoughts of, speaking of Hall of Famer, AFC North legend Joe Thomas joining us. He's breaking down, of course, that game, kicking us off to the Week 10 slate that we've got going on all weekend long. It's another really long day of football. We also are going to get you some K-makers. Kevin Durant's going to make some picks. And we have Raiders stud Alexander Mattison. He is a great personality, working his way into maybe being the best friend of whoever the quarterback might be for the future with this Vegas fan base. And we're going to get into it and some Heisman-y things as well. All-time classic, people. All-time classic between the Bengals and the Ravens. I was just rewatching some highlights. I got some takes here because it comes down to this play at the end that I thought I saw one way, and then I needed to see other angles. Then I needed to understand why we're taking timeouts, what's going on. Bengals had him on the ropes. Jamar Chase was, by the way, Jamar Chase leading the league in everything. Unbelievable player on a historic pace right now. He was having his way with this Ravens secondary. That was a question mark that Ed Reed wasn't questioning somehow yesterday. So it was 21-7 late into the third quarter. I wasn't feeling too comfortable about it. I tweeted the Burr thing. It was dumb of me because, of course, it ended up not working out that way. They could not deliver the KO. They couldn't, Piston Honda, the King Hippo, they couldn't get it done right at the end. And before I even get into the Lamar part of it, you got to credit non-friend of the show, never comes on the show, Marlon Humphrey, because he was the spark that the team needed. The Ravens had 7 points on 7 drives. He strips the ball away from Chase Brown. And after that moment, they scored 28 points on 26 plays to get this win. Oh, man, this is a heartbreaker for me. Wow. Momentum shift. The defense had its struggles, whatever. Caught some serious heat, though. Unbelievable. And from there, Lamar was like, okay, bet, here we go. I'm going to turn into the MVP 3-time guy that I'm going to probably be at the end of the season. 290 yards, 217 of those in the second half, 4 touchdowns. It was just clutch throw after clutch throw. He was Kevin Durant of football last night, okay? It looked like Coach Lou had the offense out of sync. The Bengals was playing keep away, but something happened after the fumble. Lamar took over, okay? He's now 26 total touchdowns on the year, just 2 interceptions, beautifully done. Who's playing better than him right now? Nobody. I don't want to be prisoner of the moment, though. It's not just this game. It's not just this game to kick off Week 10, but looking at the totality of it, Lamar on track to have the best single-season passer rating in NFL history, better than Aaron Rodgers, and at 15-1 season in Green Bay. It's not just the numbers that have been impressive. It's the way he sort of overcomes the defense. This is why he's the MVP. Because, he has Derrick Henry, but he also has the 27th ranked defense and somehow has this team at 7-3. He goes into last night tied with Josh Allen at plus 300 to win MVP. His odds now plus 170 to Josh's plus 340 to take the thing home for the 3rd time. Of course, a lot of football left here. He's starting to pull away with it, though. 7-3, Ravens would be back in first place in the AFC North. What has to happen? Pittsburgh has to lose to the Commanders in Washington on Sunday. Hamilton, join me, my friend. I know we're going to get you in here in a little bit. Yeah. It was a little bit of a heartbreaker for me. Every time I looked up, I was like, Chase, great, give it to Chase. Thought Chase might get a chance at the end of the game.
Yeah. It was tough. I mean, it seemed like the Bengals had full control there for a while. As you said, it just turned in that third quarter. And even still, there were so many opportunities for them to win that game. The 2-point conversion, you want them to look Chase's way. You saw it. It wasn't there right away, so Joe came off of it. I mean, the penalties, I know we'll get into that with Joe a little bit later, but you got to, we like letting guys play at the end of the game when there are 2 egregious penalties. When it's egregious, you have to call it, and those are both egregious, in my opinion.
Let's talk about the 2-point conversion, okay? There were a lot of chances, like you're saying, to win the game, okay? Joe is a great quarterback, okay? You expect the win. And you love that they go for 2. You love it. Let's do it. But here he is. Let's start with Joe. here he is on the call, whatever, and the tough loss for Cincy.
I feel like I've never really gotten those calls, so I don't really expect that. I felt like there were a couple that were close, but again, I don't expect those. Yeah, it's tough pill to swallow. But we've had our opportunities. Obviously, it's tough when you feel like you're playing well enough to win and you're not, but there's always more to do.
I feel for him this morning, man. You really can't play much better than he has. These 2 losses to Baltimore, that just has to take the breath out of you. He's thrown for over 400 yards per game, 9 touchdowns, guys, in 2 losses. 9 in 2 losses. He gets a legendary 268-yard, 3-touchdown performance out of Jamar. I mean, he's the best wide receiver in the business right now. The Bengals still could not find a way to win. The defense, Lou had it going early. They were not able to get the stops when it mattered, and I cannot fault the decision-making this time because Zach Taylor has been conservative, and, week 5, the overtime loss, there was some conservative stuff here, but he went for 2. He stayed aggressive on this one with the game on the line. So, you got to keep the ball in Nine's hands and do what you did. This is one of those things, Hamilton. If they have T. Higgins, do they get do they get it done? That would be my question.
Yeah, and that's where, because you didn't really feel his absence a lot throughout the night because Burrow was airing out, Chase was so good. But in that situation, he has to come off the Chase, and Tanner Hudson is the guy getting the target because they just, not having T there, that's where you really felt the effect of it.
That's what I think.
In the biggest moment, I think you're right.
A woof that he wasn't out there. We'll see if he can get back on the field. Do we care if he can get back on the field? We do. We do, because all is not lost yet. Bengals fans, we are here for you. If you look at the standings, Broncos lose at KC. Bengals then would be a game back at Denver for the last wild card spot. We are rooting against the Broncos, I guess, weirdly. They also get a chance to close the gap on the Chargers for one of the other wild card spots on Sunday Night Football next week. Margin for error pretty much gone. But Ham, as you're here, I don't know. This is doable, you say, and I hope.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, if KC takes care of business, you're still a game out. They play both the Chargers and Broncos the rest of the way, so they can make up ground there. And again, it's not just lip service, because the way that Joe is playing right now, you look at the teams that have done it in similar positions, the 2011 Giants, the 2010 Packers, the 2020 Buccaneers, the teams that did it from the wild card spot, it was all transcendent quarterback play. And that's what you're getting from Joe right now. So, and you say, oh, well, can they do it if the defense isn't fixed? The Giants had a bottom 5 defense that year and still went on and did it. So I'm not writing this team off with Joe playing the way he's playing. Absolutely not. Can
the Ravens pose the same threat to the Chiefs that the Bengals pose to the Chiefs in the postseason?
I think so. I think with the way that they found their game right now, again, I've said it before, I think the Chiefs got very fortunate that they played the Ravens in week 1 because they didn't have this thing really working until like week 3, week 4, and then they've built momentum since. This is a very different Ravens team than the one they saw.
I'm talking about the playoffs.
Or the one they saw in the AFC Championship game last year.
Yeah.
Yes, the way that they're built with Derrick Henry, you said
they're going to run the ball more than
Derrick
6 times,
Yeah. So I do think, I don't think Kansas City can get cocky just because they've had success in the past. This is a different Ravens team.
Okay, what's going on? You want to talk props?
So, yeah, while that might have been disappointing for you, you did have another big win in the prop shot department.
Fantastic.
I did want to bring this up because you went 3 for 3 again. You've actually gone 15 for 18 on the season, which is insane. Gronk, we also have to shout out Gronk because Gronk had a big night as well. He can't match you. He got 2 out of 3, which is really good. It's just you're hitting every single one. And we also have to shout out.
I love that I love that it's like black and whited out, like it's the Hunger Games, and he's no longer with us. Like what is that drama that he did that Derrick Henry one didn't hit?
But we did have. What? I also want to shout out friend of the show here, Robert Patterson, who parlayed all of these picks, and we don't have the tweet, but congrats to him on parlaying these and putting a little something
Congrats
together.
to him. I love it. Everybody who tailed us and did their thing. There it is.
Oh, we do have it. Here we go.
Hey, Robert. Okay, so he actually put the Derrick Henry anytime touchdown, and he took a couple from Gronk, a couple from me, and won himself like $100 almost on a $10 bet, which is pretty nice. Love that. Love to see that. Let's take a look at the slate, shall we?
Let's do it.
Enough giving ourselves love here on the program. Okay, so here's what I like. Steelers Commanders. We just talked about the importance of this one, right? Washington, 2.5-point favorite. The Steelers need to win this one if they want to hold on to their North lead over the Ravens. The Commanders, they will need a win likely to hold over the NFC East as well. So Eagles are coming. 7-point favorites in Jerry World over the Cowboys and Cooper Rush. Cooper's last NFL start came against Philly in 2022. By the way, the Eagles picked him off 3 times in that game. And Sunday Nighter, this is the all-timer. This is the one. Lions, Texans, we had Bengals, Ravens living up to the hype. This one will too. Detroit favored by 3.5, everybody. On the road, Nico Collins expected to make his return after missing a month with a hamstring injury. And we're going to apparently be putting away a parlay, putting a parlay together, Hammy, for that one. What do you got?
Yeah, really, really excited for that one. We'll both get in the lab after the show and get a little something together for that one.
This is where you go to hunch time. Let's go. Come on.
We're going to hunch time. Well, you're supposed to go to hunch time.
Let's go. Let's go.
There's a script in there for you to set it up.
What do we got?
All right, we're going to start with Eagles Cowboys. Saquon's line is 88.8 rushing yards for this one. A little weird there. What's your hunch? Does he go over or is he held under?
My hunch is that the holiday cups are back. Is Thanksgiving not happening anymore? We're just skipping right to merriment?
I don't know. Apparently, we're skipping to a lot of things today. So, yeah, let's do it.
Well said. Okay, sorry, what was it? Just pitch it to me again. Coach, go for it.
Saquon, 88.8 rushing yards against the Cowboys. Does he go over or under?
Over. Absolutely over, because this is like, he's going to hurdle his way backwards to this. Are you kidding me? He's put up 100 yards in 3 straight. Cowboys have the 3rd worst run defense in the league. He gets this done, Hammy.
All right, I like it. Let's move to Jets Cardinals. Garrett Wilson's line for receiving yards is 66.5. So what's your hunch here? Over or under?
66.5. He's feeling himself after that catch. He's been called Odell. He's going to get that New York skyline tattoo on his back like he didn't know. I'm going to say over. Smash this one, guys. Garrett, by the way, last 5 games has averaged 94 yards a game. Cardinals, not a great pass defense, one of the lesser impressive ones in the league right now. And he's getting the volume. The ball's coming his way. I think Devontae clearly, it's been talked about a lot between the two of them. They help each other out. They're sharpening each other, and it's all good over there. I'm going to definitely hit the over.
Love that one. Going to dig into that a little more.
Low?
It is. I'm surprised by that. I wonder if they think Devontae's going to take some away, but I'll get into that in Hammer Time too. What's working with that offense, how it's turned around. Yeah, Tanner Hudson. All right, last one. For that big Sunday night matchup between the Lions and Texans, you nailed it with DeAndre Hopkins on Monday night. What's your hunch on the first touchdown scorer for this one?
Okay, first touchdown scorer. Oh, man. I feel like we haven't talked about I almost want to give it to Amon-Ra because I feel like we don't talk about him enough. Plus 850, I like that. Man, first touchdown score. I think it's going to be a Montgomery. But give me David Montgomery plus 550. Lock it in. Final answer. Turn the yellow.
There it is.
13 touchdowns last year. Scored another 7 in 8 games this season. So I think this is one of those tone setters for the Lions in this one. Thank you for the hunches, my amazing host, Matthew Hamilton. We will be back with Joe Thomas, a legend, a Hall of Famer. Talk a little AFC North. He's joining us from Munich next. Oh, Ham. Okay. Who do you think? What do you think I bowled last night, Hamilton?
Say a solid 140.
Are you insane?
What? What'd you do?
I don't know. Anybody remember? What? Do you have it?
I'm guessing you found a way.
Kat and I were neck and neck at the bottom. 71.
You're halfway there. Yeah.
Did I not do better in my first game? I did
71?
worse than 71. I was 80-something in my first game. Thank you.
Respectable.
It was not respectable. I don't even understand. Do I want to see videos of me? Unlikely.
Yes.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Hamilton
Hold
goes
up.
yes. And God,
Absolutely.
that. You know who's a really good bowler?
I feel.
Not me. Oh, that's just me in the.
I was gonna
Oh, I was
say.
watching the
I
game,
feel like
see?
you probably. Oh, okay. You probably
That
found
was
a way to
me.
skirt the rules somehow now.
Look. Over the line. Big Lebowski.
Yep.
I was trying to watch Tanner Hudson. Oh, there I am. Yeah. Obnoxious. No actual bowling footage. Thank God. That was me excited about Jamar Chase.
You
I was
watching the
very
game?
excited.
Yeah.
That was me watching Jordan bowl. Jordan's a great bowler.
Yeah.
Yes. And like skilled and four. I was just like, there's a lot of that.
You had that spin going.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Let's go.
A couple notably missing people we love. But it was fun. It was really fun. Bowling,
That's
I don't
awesome.
know why people don't bowl more. It was really fun. Schrift touches every ball before he bowls. The most neurotic thing. Doesn't matter what's. Every time he went to bowl, there's 7 balls and touches all of them, trying to find. And I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I had the same ball the whole time.
Got to get the
I
right
was
pick.
weird about that.
Yeah.
It was purple. It's probably why the Ravens won.
Yeah. This is kind of on you now.
Are you a good bowler?
I thought you knew this. Yeah. Like when I was a kid, I was like actually really good.
Eric's a good
Yeah.
bowler. That's why he
I
won
stopped when I was around 11, but
Really?
yeah, I was, I won like a bunch of tournaments and
So
yeah.
next break, I want to understand what am I supposed? I did know this about you. I did. I want to know what am I supposed to? What with the ball? Am I supposed to have a heavier, lighter? I don't understand. Welcome back to the Up and Adam Show. K-Makers, this is when I razzle and dazzle with you. For my next trick, I will tell you who's going to score touchdowns. I know who's scoring touchdowns, and it's these guys. Give me Jonathan Taylor against the Bills. 5 touchdowns in 6 games. It makes sense. Buffalo's top 10 most generous this year as far as yards and touchdowns for the RB spot are concerned. Next, James Conner, okay? He's only scored once, kind of the opposite of Jonathan Taylor. But James Conner has this Jets run defense. They have been bottom 10 this year. I just have a sneaking suspicion that James Conner scores. And remember, Trey McBride scored his first touchdown when I said it, so listen to me. And finally, speaking of tight ends, give me Hawkinson, okay? Jacksonville is the competition this week. It's a little bit of a longer shot. This is his 2nd game back off IR. He has caught 3 passes just last week, which is not great. I think the role increases. Jags have allowed the 2nd most touchdowns to the tight end spot. So these are my picks for anytime touchdown scorers over on FanDuel Sportsbook. Okay, my next guest, I cannot wait to get to this 10-time Pro Bowler, member of the 2010s All-Decade team, absolute legend. Always a pleasure and an honor to say hello to Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. How's Germany?
Germany's wonderful. Thanks for having me on, Kay.
What's it like when? Thank you for being here. What's it like when the NFL rolls in there? What's the takeover like these days?
You know, it's almost on that Oktoberfest level of celebration. The energy in the city is wild. They're selling beer like they've never sold before. And the cool thing about being part of these international games is you see all 32 NFL jerseys. Like if somebody's got an old Jake Delhomme jersey, they're going to throw it on and they're coming to the game. And it's just cool to see the passion and the energy for the NFL just in different countries and different continents.
I love that. Just like the random Sam Congato jersey in the stands. You're like, where did this come from? But you love
Yes.
it and you embrace it. So it's Giants Panthers. A little hard for me to get up for this one. What are you looking for in this game? What are you excited about?
Well, it's a big game for both these quarterbacks. The Giants have a bye week next week, and there's a lot of talk about Daniel Jones as this is sort of his last stand, right? He's got to be able to prove that, hey, if he's the quarterback the rest of the season, he's got an opportunity to make something of the season and then potentially be the quarterback of the future still for the Giants because he's got a big injury guarantee. I think it's like $23 million next season, and I think there's been a lot of talk. Even though the Giants, of course, aren't talking about it, there's talk about, hey, if this is sort of a lost season and we don't think Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the future, do we want to put him out there and risk getting him injured and then having to pay him next season when maybe he's not your quarterback anymore? So it's a big one for the Giants and Daniel Jones. And obviously Bryce Young, he is back as the starter. He'll start again this week. He played much better in his third start of the season than he did the first couple weeks of the season. And I think he's trending in the right direction. He's built some confidence back. And so it's a big game for him to try to follow through on the good performance that he had last week.
You mentioned the Giants. I want to talk a little bit about Dable, since you have a relationship with him. He was your OC for 2 seasons with the Browns. You know, we were talking about Daniel Jones, but they might be looking for a quarterback this offseason. Knowing Dable, what kind of a quarterback? What kind of a quarterback is his quarterback?
So I think the thing that's really good about Brian Daboll as a head coach, offensive coordinator, is he's been offensive coordinator at a bunch of different spots and a bunch of different systems with a bunch of really successful head coaches, from Bill Belichick in the NFL and Nick Saban in college. And so I think he has that unique skill set that you want to see from your coaches, where he can kind of develop his system and tailor it around the skill set of the quarterback. So I don't think necessarily he has to have one certain type of quarterback, other than a guy that makes good decisions and that has some superpower that you can put him out there and you can build a game plan around. And that certainly can be Daniel Jones. We've seen him play really well at times, but making too many mistakes. And I think sometimes he's just too cautious with the football to be able to be that explosive offense that the Giants need and that Brian Daboll wants to have. You did your thing for so many different quarterbacks, like a revolving door at certain points, different guys, the same season. With this thing with the Panthers, and that when you switch a guy out and you bring in Andy and you put Bryce back in, how does that affect an O-line? Like, how much does that take away from the gelling that happens? How does it affect it? Yeah, it's tough. And I saw something really awesome. I follow this handle on Instagram, and I can't remember what it was exactly. I feel bad. I can't shout him out, but it's like lineman problems. And it's a guy explaining in a TED Talk that as an offensive lineman, it's the only team sport in the world that you have to basically operate almost 100% of the time not looking at your teammates that have the football or that are the people that potentially can score. So we don't know what those guys are doing. So all we can do is block the players in front of us based on what the play says is supposed to happen. And when you go from a guy like Andy Dalton, who's your typical pocket passer, hey, you know he's going to be about 7.5 yards behind the center. The ball is going to come out on time, and I can put my stand on that hill and I can die on that hill knowing that's where he's going to be. Then you switch to a guy who's more athletic, who likes to get around and use his legs, like a Bryce Young. All of a sudden it's like, I think he's going to be back there at 7.5, but I'm not exactly sure. So it becomes more of a feel thing where you're trying to react to the eyes of your defender and see, okay, all of a sudden his eyes went that way. That means the ball's probably going over there. So I better start running and try to get in front of potentially the quarterback to get that last shove in so he can throw the football down the field. And I don't think it necessarily makes it harder having a guy that runs around, because when you have a mobile quarterback, it makes the defensive line nervous because they're being told all week, don't let this guy out of the pocket. Right. And so they're more conservative with their pass rush. So you don't get as crazy of rush moves. You don't get guys leaving their pass rush lanes quite as often. So it's a little bit easier from that perspective, but just not knowing where he's going to be and not knowing how long the play is going to be extended, it adds a different layer of maybe conditioning that you have to be ready for. Love that explanation. And why those decisions have so much gravity, because it affects everything, and not everybody's Joe Thomas. You are, however, successful. As you take a sip of water, you amazing coach who got your guys into the playoffs. Thank you. Munich Ravens playoffs for the first time in franchise history. Congratulations. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It was an amazing season. I was over here from January through September. There's my boys in France there after our playoff game. And it was just an awesome experience. My first time as a coach, being able to like live through the fire of the stress of a game. And, you would think coming from playing 100-some NFL games that I wouldn't be so nervous and stressed out when I'm coaching, but it's just like watching your kids play 6th grade soccer. Like, you're so nervous for them because you have no control of what's going on out there and you just want them to succeed so badly. But it was just an amazing experience. Not only coaching those guys, but then just being able to live over here in Germany with my whole family. I'd recommend it very highly to any NFL guys that are getting out. They're not sure what they want to do. Go coach in Europe. You're going to have an incredible experience. You would never regret it. You've been there for almost a year, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. You coming home? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is my last hurrah here in Germany for a little while. I'm out here. Yes, I love my time, but the kiddos, they're dialed in with their volleyball and football and soccer and everything back home. And we do love being in the States, and it's a little bit tough to consume football over here, which I was reminded of last night when I woke up and I was like, oh, there's a Thursday game, and turns out it was a really good one.
Yeah,
Let's
you're
watch
like,
the
Kay's going to
highlights,
ask me about the Munich Ravens, but also the Baltimore Ravens, so I better look at the highlights.
Be ready for that one too. So yeah, it's a little tough to really consume and be part of the NFL media when you live over here and all the games happen in the middle of the night.
Joe, what are you going to do over here? Are you going to coach?
I would like to coach, but as of right now, I'll be coaching my son in flag football. Right now, we are going to be the defending flag football champions for the 2nd and 3rd grade going into next season. So I'm really pumped about my role as the offensive coordinator.
Joe,
and
you
from
could
there,
be.
you
Joe,
never know.
Joe, I think you could be a head coach. I think you just literally come back and be a head coach.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'll just go right from 3rd grade to head coaching in the NFL.
I think. I literally think you. I mean, I don't think I'm wrong. Anybody out there want to disagree with me? Let me know. Let's talk about the Baltimore Ravens, can we?
Sure.
I was watching the game last night. Huge primetime win. Bengals are down. I'm just going to show you this, okay? The Bengals are down 1. 38 seconds are on the clock. Let's take a look. They go for 2. What'd you make of the call?
The play call to go for 2, or the call that the refs missed on the face mask and the defensive holding?
Both.
So I like this decision, and I know that we as NFL fans, especially old school NFL fans, you always skew towards, hey, delay the hard decisions, like just kick the extra point, and you always assume you're going to go to overtime. You'll never have to answer hard questions about why did you go for it, right? But really the right decision in this situation, especially when you're on the road, is to go for 2 when you're under 30 seconds or so, because you have that opportunity to win the game. The ball is in your hands. You have control. And if you have a good 2-point conversion play, which everybody has a couple in their pocket, and you haven't used them yet, you have a better than 50% chance to win the game right there. So you got to take that chance. So I like that call, but I don't like the fact that the refs missed the face mask on the quarterback, Joe Burrow, or the defensive holding in the end zone. So
on
I think,
how did they not get a flag?
May have been a little different.
They should have gotten at least a flag, like one. Just one of the 2 would have been nice.
So what I don't understand is that NFL Assist is supposed to be able to have the officials that are watching it on film that see everything that we see at home, and to be able to make sure that these critical plays and critical moments aren't missed. Because I'm not blaming the refs in that situation. It happens so quickly to the human eye, and a lot of times after the ball is thrown, the officials' eyes are now going to where the football is, or going to where their next assignment is, or sometimes the refs, their eyes are on the offensive line. And so it's easy to miss that in real time, to not know how forcible that hit to the quarterback's head was. But that's why you have replay assist in New York watching, to be able to phone down really quick to the sideline and make sure that it's correctly called and they don't miss something that's so important. And I don't know why we miss this so often. Like, it seems like it should be easy. Like, are they going to blame technical problems? Like, we tried to call down, but we couldn't. There was an error in the radio signal. Like, I just don't understand why that wasn't made in that moment to make sure they get it right.
It's the second Thursday night football game in the last 3 weeks that we've seen something like that happen. So the Darnold face mask was 2 weeks ago. That just happened under the bright lights. I don't know, but when you're a coach and you are on the competition committee with Mike Tomlin, as you can figure these things out. There's a thumbs on your thing. Yeah, vote for Joe. Love that. What do you make of this Ravens team? Are they unstoppable? Are they a true threat to the Chiefs? Like, what do you make of this AFC? And you obviously know the AFC North quite well.
To me, the Ravens are a flawed team, and it's because of their pass defense, right? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to look at their stats and go, ooh, if this is a contender, they're going to have to be able to stop the pass at some point. No matter how good Lamar Jackson's playing, and he's my MVP right now in the NFL, you're going to get to the playoffs and you're going to play against a Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen. And you know what? You're going to have to be able to stop them from throwing the football. And if you can't do that, you're not going to be able to win those games consistently. You might win 1. Okay, you might win 2, but in the playoffs, you got to go on a run. And you can't do that unless they shore up that secondary.
Agree. I don't know. They look real scary to me, but they do have to fix the defense. They at least they did it when it counted yesterday, which was nice to see. Are you working? Do you get to work with Colleen this weekend? Is that what I just heard?
Yeah, we're working.
I'm so jealous. Tell me
in
everything.
stadium. Yes, super excited. We haven't worked together in a few years because, well, I've been in Germany. But it's going to be really exciting being back in the stadium in Allianz Arena. Last time we were here a couple years ago was one of the most special moments of my life, being involved in the NFL, when we had the great game against the Seahawks against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they play Country Roads, and the entire stadium is singing it for like 30 seconds after the music stopped. And you just got to see the culture and the passion of American football that's blended a little bit with some of the soccer culture of the singing of the songs and the cheering. And I think it's just such a beautiful blend of the European soccer culture with the passion for American football. And to be able to experience it again on the sideline is something that's like a pinch me moment for me beyond when I played in the NFL, because you play in the NFL, you probably started playing football when you were pretty young, and you build up to that moment. Like, you go through college, like, okay, I think I'm going to play in the NFL. And it's a big moment and everything. But I think in the media world, maybe you'll agree, like it's so unique to be able to sit in one of those seats and be on the sideline as a witness. It's such an incredible privilege for me in retirement now to still be involved in the game and still be experiencing the energy that comes off of that field. And I'm not going to let it go to waste. I'm really going to enjoy every second.
So it's Joe Thomas, it's Colleen Wolfe, my fave. I'm jealous of you. You like really got the lucky assignment there, and it'll be both of you on game day kickoff, early here stateside. That game in Munich. When you think of the vibe there and you're explaining the atmosphere, is that if you could pick one city to put an NFL team to kick off the international takeover in a real way, would it be Munich or would it be somewhere else?
To put a team permanently?
Yes.
Munich. I mean, I would definitely say Munich, but I'm clearly biased because I've lived more in Munich this last year than I have been in the States. So outside of Munich, so putting my children not included in this group of who's the best athletes, obviously London would be pretty cool, but Paris would be one I think that not many people have talked about, but we actually played the Paris team in the playoffs. And I was really surprised. They were the Paris Musketeers, properly named.
Yogi Roth is an owner, my friend of mine, part owner. Yes.
Yes, he is. And there is a passion for American football, and there's actually a lot of talent in Paris, in France. And I think that it would just be a wild success if you had a team in Paris. Are
you taking a Munich Raven, or are the guys coming to the game?
Oh, yeah. I got as many tickets as I could. Really? We're going to dinner tomorrow night. I can't wait. And being over here was such a cool experience, but you really can't understand how much passion, especially the guys that play American football, have for the NFL and how much they idolize literally everybody. Like, it doesn't matter if you're the water boy, like they dream of that. And then once you're over here and you experience what they have to go through to be able to play the game of football, like there's no football that's connected to schools, so it's not like they can just sign up to play football. It's like you got to join a club, you got to pay, you got to drive an hour every day, you're going to go on a field that's littered with potholes, you got to buy your own cleats. Like I was buying cleats for my guys, I bought them their gloves, like I was buying them electrolytes, I was taping their ankles. Like you're doing everything for them because they just don't have the resources over here. So when they get to see NFL up close and up in person, and they get to see the excitement and the energy and the speed of the game, like their eyes are going to be like saucers the whole game. And I don't know where they're sitting, but I'm going to find them and I'm going to be watching their faces to see the reaction, because they'll be kids in a candy store. Like the first time I watched an NFL game as a kid, it's going to be really special. Enjoy it. You're really special. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Enjoy Munich. Enjoy those beers the size of your head tomorrow night with the fellas. And we'll see you bright and early on NFL Network. Thanks for having me. I'm loving the thumbs up. Joe for president, Joe for NFL coach. We'll see where there's vacancies. I'm going to start pushing my agenda. We've got Alexander Mattison on the program. Oh, okay, B-Wags back there. I see you.
Yeah.
All right. Hamilton, I sent you that Instagram story on Madison's story with his jersey wall. Did you see that? Oh, I sent it to Tiara.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see it.
I thought I asked her to send it to you to look at. He's got a good wall.
Kobe and Bobby Wagner.
Love he's got a good wall. He's got a good wall. It's a
great start.
Good wall, unis. Do you have that, Tiara? Are you back there? Yeah. Like show it on? Oh no, because you're near to move the camera. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm just saying I sent it to Hamilton to look at, so he could look at it for me. So yeah, I would be happy to do that. That's why I sent it. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo.
Might have missed it during the game. I'm sorry.
Sorry?
Might have missed it during the game.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
All good, all good, all good. No problemo. I remember doing like highlights on Monday morning and just singing Alexander Mattison, like Hamilton, when he was a Viking.
I remember
with
those days, yeah.
with Latavius.
Oh, the Tay train.
Latavius.
Yeah.
Am I crazy that Joe Thomas could be a coach?
Not at all.
Sounds like anybody can be.
No.
I mean,
But Joe has it.
Joe could
Joe
definitely
knows
be
what
a
he's
coach.
doing. Oh,
Okay, but here's
hell
my
yeah.
thing. I thought he was going to say, like, oh, I don't want to, like, he didn't want to work that much because, like, it's such an insane workload. But then, like, he's taping up there. Like, he's like
He loves
Emilio
it, yeah.
Estevez Mighty Ducksed it with these guys. Like, like.
Yeah. No, if you have that passion for it, that's what it's about. Like
I wish he would just break that. He would have broken that news for me. I was trying to get it out of him.
It was close. Yeah. It's gonna happen.
He's like, speaking of Dable. I'm kidding. Kidding.
Might need help with that O-line next
What were you
year.
texting me about Josh Allen?
Oh no, I was just saying when you were saying Dable finds a way to tailor his system to the guys he
QB,
has, like
yeah,
he
yeah.
did such a great job with Josh Allen. Yeah.
Josh Allen's doing pretty good without him.
He is too. Joe Brady is on.
All right, time for DF. Yes, these are some daily fantasy plays that I like. If you like daily fantasy, how about Sam Darnold at quarterback, okay? 8th most expensive if you're looking at some daily values, but I like it because it's the Jags. They're pretty generous against the pass. At running back, Najee. Give me Najee Harris. Big game so far, coming off a bye. A big game against the Commanders, and their run defense isn't very great. Okay, and to wrap it up, I'm going to take Khalil Shakir, 29th at receiver. Amari Cooper, we don't know if he's playing, but there's a consistent volume here, over 5 catches a game on average. This is who I like. Okay, let's get to what I really want to get to, okay? My next guest, a leading rusher for the Las Vegas Raiders. He's doing great work on and off the field, the ambassador for the American Cancer Society and the NFL Salute to Service Initiative. Both of those things, Alexander Mattison, both of those things?
Yeah, a little bit of little bit of passion in my life when it comes to those areas. So I'm excited to be someone that gives back and someone that supports and sheds awareness.
It's great
in those areas.
It's incredible work. Can't wait to talk about it. We got to get to what's behind you. Can I see that wall of jerseys? I see Bobby Wagner. Who else do we have over there? Obviously Kobe.
Yeah, I got a pretty. We could take a little.
Yeah.
While, actually.
Jalen.
Of course, got to have the Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Phillips. Got my guy DeMonte Casey, DK, and see if you can. It's my recovery
Who else?
room.
Who else? No, all good.
Got DK, Kenny. My guy Devin Singletary, Troy Dye. And we got
McCourty. Tony.
Williams, Matt Paradis, Tony Pollard. Then I got my, this is my hometown best friend, Rayshawn Thomas, professional boxer. My high school jersey, I just got retired.
Love that.
Then,
oh,
of course,
wow.
I got my Boise Wall, Dante Dion, Charles Leno, Leighton Vander Esch, Brett Rippin.
It's a good
Cedric
collection.
Wilson, Jeremy McNichols, Tanner Vallejo, John Bates. Shout out Commanders. And then, of course, my my personal wall.
Yes, your personal wall. We love to see it. That's absolutely amazing.
And I got a couple more down here that still need to be hung up. Got Matt Locke and Amir Abdullah, and then Dalvin Cook. Of course, we got to get those ones up.
Do you have like a speed dial to the framing guy? Like that's a lot of work right there.
Yeah, he's actually coming at like 10.
To do more?
Yeah. Yeah.
What? I love that. Okay, love seeing that. Thank you for the tour. Little, amazing time. We want to get to the Alexander Mattison part of the program, which I love. I feel like, your team obviously is not going how you guys want it to go. But that's when, like, mental toughness comes in. That's when you have to find something to pick yourself up. What is that for you? What is keeping you motivated?
Well, I mean, it's one thing to need motivation to play this game, but when you can be self-motivated, that's what will continue to bring about growth, bring about the love of the process and everything that you need to turn a season around. So for us, that's what we're hanging on to is every man, you're in this for a reason. We took a long look in the mirror when it came down to what we need to do. Of course, as you see, there's some changes that have been made, but we took this opportunity going into this bye week to tell everybody to go home, take time with your family, understand what it is and what's your why, look in the mirror, and when you come back, be the best version of yourself because that's what we need going forward to turn this thing around. And we have that. We have a great locker room. We have a great group of guys, great coaching staff. It's an overall great organization. We just aren't putting it together and showing it with our record.
What do you make of Scott Turner? What do I need to know about him?
I'm excited.
Good.
He was on staff in Minnesota when I was there. Me and Amir were actually there at the same time with Scott, and just being, a full circle moment where he has this opportunity ahead of him. Of course, his dad's a legend in the game, so that's amazing for him to have that. But he's called plays in this league before, and I'm excited for what he has to offer and his mentality.
What have the conversations been with him? Maybe, every time, whenever you get the ball, you've got bursts, you do the most with it. Can we get you the ball a little more?
I mean, I'm not that type of guy to always, go to coach and ask for the ball, but I'm definitely going to make sure I let him know, however you can get me it, however I can help impact this game, however we as a running back group can get involved in this run that we're headed to make. That's going to be for the better. I think that there's a lot of value in the running back position that's kind of been devalued, but definitely in our running back room, we emphasize how much we can impact the game and whatever phase of the game that is, whatever type of play that's called, we can make an impact. So I hope that he sees that. And I had a conversation with him. He does see it that way too. So I'm excited.
I love that. I feel like bringing it all together seems like what you have to do. By the way, you're such a selfless player. You always have been. You're not. You don't bark for the ball. I can tell. Like Latavius Murray, I remember would just speak so highly of you. And you are just there to help the team get wins. I'm so curious. I know Max Crosby's the vocal leader on defense. Who's the vocal leader on offense?
I would say there's a combination of guys on offense that bring different type of energy when it comes down to Garner and the way that he brings that energy and he motivates guys. But then you have Jacoby, who's just like full of energy every time that he steps in the huddle and every time that he walks onto the field. He has like this energy about him that's just like, let's go have fun. Mm-hmm. Forget about everything else. Let's go have fun. And then you have a guy like Colton Miller, who's he's scary. He's a gigantic human being, and when he's in go mode and he has something to say, you feel him.
Okay, I love to hear that, and I can't wait to see what Scott Turner does. I honestly, I should have known that you guys. I didn't do my research. I should have known that you guys knew each other from back in Minnesota, but now I have the skinny on that, and I love that. And you guys, and I know have your work cut out for you, but you guys seem positive and motivated, and I love that. I wanted to ask you because you played this whole AFC North. You watched this game last night?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
What did you mean? I mean, you guys beat the Ravens, but that wasn't this Ravens team. That was back in week 2. You just played the Bengals. What did you make of this game last night? What was your big takeaway?
That is a good team. That is a good football team. And my hats off to them. I try not to be a fan or too supportive of other teams, but when you look at them, that's a team that you want to model your team after. What we're chasing is a turnaround. We're chasing better for ourselves on this side of the fence. So when I look at that and I look at, okay, how can we go and beat that team, right? And look at the trajectory of their season. Look at how they're fighting through and how they're winning games. And what is it that we're missing to be doing that? So that's kind of where my mind went with it. And,
I
I
love
just
that.
gave my applause, and great to see him and Derrick Henry and the way that they're playing. It's very, as an offensive player, it's inspiring to see that type of play.
Alexander, you're the best. Let's talk about this what a perfect answer. You founded the I Am Gifted Foundation, and it emphasizes positive mental health practices and support of mental health awareness, suicide prevention. Tell me more. I need to know about Rush to Give Tour.
Yeah, so my I'm Gifted Foundation is rooted in the inspiration behind bringing about awareness to mental health and suicide prevention. And it's, started off with my own mental health journey in college, where I almost walked away from the game of football, but I was able to let go, let God, and find some positive mental health practices that got me through rough times. And I'm here today as an advocate with my foundation, doing a lot of work in the community. And one of those initiatives that we have is our Rush to Give season-long tour, our Give Back tour, where we start in August, I'll go all the way through December, and we have 2 to 3 Give Back initiatives each month, and that they all have an emphasis on, areas of my life that I'm connected to. Back to school was August. September is my reason, my why, and that was family. So we did something surrounding family. October, my dad had leukemia when I was younger, so my connection to cancer is heavy. That's why I'm a ambassador for the American Cancer Society. And then this month is going to be Salute to Service. My dad served, his dad served, my uncle served, my
Wow.
grandpa on my mom's side served, and there's a few more other cousins in there. So my ties to military are strong. So this month we'll be doing 2 initiatives where we go with the U.S. Veterans Organization of Las Vegas on the 18th. And we do a tour there of their facilities, and they house veterans. And we're going to do a trivia night. And the winner, we're going to bring them out to a game. The
That's
winner is going to come
awesome.
to a game. We're going to give everyone some gear, have a fun time. And then on the 24th, we'll be partnering with the Salvation Army and doing a hot meal served with families in need and military families. So doing some good things around this holiday season and during this Salute to Service month.
It's incredible that you can get more information all over your social media. Thanks to your family for serving. Thank you for their service. We, of course, have Veterans Day coming up, so perfect time to be saluting and thanking and finding ways to celebrate and finding ways to say thank you to everyone who's served our great country. Just incredible that you're doing that. And so you're involved in so many things. It is unbelievable. Congrats on I Am Gifted Foundation. And I want to keep you through the break. We're going to take a break, but I need to ask you one more question. We'll be back after this. Kevin Durant will be here. Do not miss it. Al, you took me all around that room. I didn't see an Ashton Jen-tee. Where is it? Where is the jersey? Is that what the framer's coming?
See, I'm actually gonna hit him up. I remember when I was in college, they just gave us all the jerseys at the end.
Oh.
So I'm guessing he's gonna have a handful of jerseys after the season. But I mean, I do have a good plug. So I might have to just go ahead and call up Dale and be like, hey, take one of those off the shelf. Let me get that. So I can get that up for sure.
I loved this footage. When we saw it, we knew we had to ask. I mean, he is the favorite to win the Heisman, we all know. But I didn't know that he could break Barry Sanders' single-season rushing record.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
It's
crazy.
Like how is that possible? I don't know. But he's a great kid. He's a great human being outside of playing football, and that's why I want it for him more than just supporting alumni. It's not just about Boise State being on top with him going up there and doing something that the program can stamp that we have a Heisman winner. We can stamp that we've been to the college playoffs. There's all these things that you want for Boise State just for being an alumni. But for him, the person that he is, he deserves it. He deserves to break the record. He deserves the Heisman. He deserves to go high in the draft. And not only that, he's putting on for the running backs, and I love it.
Have you seen the map? There's a map of schools that have fewer rushing yards than Ashton. So the rules are he wins the school's territory if he has more rush yards. And look at all the blue. Isn't that crazy?
All the blue is where he has more rushing yards?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's crazy. I love it. Yeah. Do you have a nick? Do you go by Alexander always, or is it Alex? Never Alex?
It's Alex. It's
Really?
Duke. It's Matt, Maddie.
I like
Kurt
that you go
called
by
Al.
Alexander. I think.
What'd you say?
I like that you. I like that you keep it at Alexander. I like that you do the whole name. I have like a.
Yeah.
Like I think Joe
When I
Burrow
go
should be
on-
Joseph. Joseph Burrow is
When
your
I
name.
have
You're an adult.
everything, like when I have things written out, I love to go by my full name because like it's hard to
It's a cool
forget.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. All right, thank you so much for being here. You're the absolute best, and thank you for supporting the running backs everywhere. The best.
Yeah, I got to. I love it.
Say hi to everybody over there. Good luck, guys. Enjoy your
I
bye
will.
week.
Yes, I will. Family time is sounding like it's just getting started. Got my
go.
2-year-old and my
I know you've got the cute.
cute.
Oh, we were looking at the little babies. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
See ya. Bye.
All right. Have a good one.
He's so nice. Tell him thank you.
Let's go Jets Cardinals. Jets slight favorites on the road.
I'm getting the take. Come on now. Give me the Jets. Cardinals playing well though. Damn, that's a tough one, man. Because I got to love both of those teams. I want to see that my Cardinals, their hometown, do well. But of course, Aaron Rodgers, man, and they got after a good win. Give me the Jets.
Patriots at Bears. Bears favored at home.
Bears.
They lost 2 straight. Looks like there's problems in Chicago. Bears?
Give me the Bears.
Okay. Bills at Colts. You do the right thing here. Bills favored on the road.
Right thing, Bills fans.
Kevin?
I'm gonna take the Bills on this one.
See, Bills fans, sweetheart. Look what he did. Eagles at Cowboys. Eagles big favorites after the Dak news. Does Philly win their 5th straight in Dallas?
Yeah, that's an easy win. No Dak. Give me Eagles.
You're not a Cooper Rush guy?
It's gonna be tough for Coop, man. It's gonna be tough for him to step into that slot.
He's 5-1.
He is. He
Crazy.
does step in and do his thing, but this team is rolling right now.
Niners at Buccaneers. Niners favorites in Tampa. What happens?
Niners.
Broncos at Chiefs. Chiefs big favorites in this one. Do they stay undefeated?
Nah, give me the Broncos right here. They need a loss. The Chiefs need a loss. I think it's gonna be this week. Division,
Is there any reason? Do you like?
division game. I don't know. It just feels right. Bo Nix finding his way. I think they always play those guys tough anyway. Give me the Broncos.
You're saying that for your fantasy team.
No, I mean I can still choose the Chiefs and Bo Nix play well and I'll be honest. But give me the Broncos right here.
I love this upset. That's incredible. Lions at Texans is Sunday Night Football. Lions favored in Houston.
I'm going with Lions. The Lions just been steamrolling everybody. And then, like I said, my Detroit folks are gonna call me and give me an earful if I don't pick them this week. So I'm gonna stick with my Detroit guys.
That would be their 7th straight win. Hard to bet against that. Give me who's bothering you in Detroit? Who's
V's.
Who?
You don't know the rapper V's. He don't know when he hears his name. V's hit me up and called and said I was just basically saying I have a low IQ for choosing against the Lions. So and Book too. Book.
Yeah, take that V's and Book.
V's and Book are the 2 ones that I just stood out to me.
Steelers at Commanders, last one.
Come on, Kay.
I'm supposed to ask you.
Come on, Kay. Just don't even ask me that pick.
But I have to. Are you saying are they ever going to lose?
I don't believe
the pressure is on, Kevin. I hate to say it. I know you don't want the expectation, but you're crushing picks. So like you can't think with your heart here.
No, I am thinking with my heart.
How much do they win by? Commanders.
3.
They win by 3. I mean, is this team going to the Super Bowl? What are we talking about here? He hates that. Oh, what?
Week by week, Kay. Come on now.
Welcome back to the show. Time for some Hammer time. Go for it, Ham. What do you want to teach me about?
All right, we're going to talk about the Jets offense and really what we saw in that Thursday night win over the Texans last week. We're seeing the communication really start to build with Rodgers and Garrett Wilson. We're seeing some positive steps from Rodgers, and we're seeing the matchup nightmares they can create. Here's the communication. You're seeing the Texans stack the box 3rd and 4. It looks like they're bringing 7, playing a soft cover 0 behind it. So Rodgers is checking here with his receivers, telling them all, hey, look for the ball right away, run your hot routes.
Hello.
and I'm going to put the ball on you. The Texans end up actually bailing out of this. They go to a cover 3 invert, but Rodgers is still going to get this ball out right away to Garrett with the corner bailing. And what's awesome here is the ball placement and Garrett Wilson being on the same page. He's going to put this on his back shoulder with that invert safety coming down. That's going to allow Garrett to catch it, reverse out, and get upfield and pick up this first down. That is peak communication and chemistry right there. We're really starting to see it. And then against man coverage, we saw it a lot too. The Texans decided to man up, and it did not go well. Here's Garrett Wilson on a drag. I hate that this play kind of got lost in the shuffle of his other catch because it was so incredible. You'll see here, Aaron sees that he has a step on Jalen Petrie, and I want to spin this around to the end zone so you can see what Aaron's working with. There's 3 defenders barreling down on him, but he's going to hang in this pocket here, and you can't throw a better ball. Jalen Petrie's hand is right there. He defends this as well as you can as a safety, but a perfect throw is going to be perfect coverage every time. Garrett one-hands it and takes it into the end zone. And then the Devontae touchdown that he was talking to us about. They're going to run 3 verts, go for the throat here on 3rd and 3 at the end of the game. Watch how the Texans defend this. They put the safety over the top of Garrett, even though there's trips to the top of the field. Jalen Petrie one-on-one with Devontae, which he called disrespectful. Devontae breaks him off, and look at this. Rodgers sees it right away. The anticipation there. He knows that safety playing where he was playing over Garrett has no chance of getting back over the top of Devontae. So he just lets that thing go early. Perfect ball. Perfect route running by Devontae. We're really seeing the Jets finally start to take advantage of all the matchup nightmares that they can create.
Love that. Loved having him talk us through. There's a sort of a bit of a confidence that they have. I think it's like half of it. You know, you've got Rodgers talking politics on McAfee, like they're back. You know, like they like when he's doing that, when he's when that Aaron Rodgers is here, it's run the table time. And he really did say he was reminiscing about the 2013, whatever, 2016, I think, run the table sort of vibe. We'll see if that carries over into this. Jets are 1.5-point favorites against those NFC West leading Cardinals on Sunday. Aaron's line for passing yards, by the way, 241.5. Bang the over on that based off what I just said with those matchup nightmares. All right, great week, great show. We will see you guys Monday with gosh knows who. Enjoy the early action. Yes, keep an eye out for our parlay. Andrew Whitworth joining us to break down Week 10 Monday.